Hey guys, this is part 3 of how to make a flappy bird game. In this episode, I'll be showing you how to add score to your game, add a play menu, and add some sound effects. So, let's get started. So first, we will be adding our score. To do that, we will right click, insert new object, and we will search for text. We will select this text object and name it whatever you want. I'll name it score and create the object. Now as you can see, if we drag this or zoom in, it's really small and the color is black, so maybe we don't want that. We can change our text by selecting our text, scrolling down to text properties. We can change some things like the font and font size. So I'll set the font size to something like 48, and then I'll set the font to something like let's see, I'll set it to this font right here for now. I will teach you how to import one later, but this is fine for now. And I will scroll down and set the color to white. Now if you press play, as you can see, our text doesn't change and doesn't show our score. To actually make the text show the score, you'll first right click, insert new object, and add a sprite. We will name this our collider and press enter. You will create this sprite, but you will not draw anything in it, meaning it will be an invisible sprite. Now, you will roughly put the sprite in the player's position and set the width to the player's position as well, and then just drag the sides to make it cover the viewport. Now, we'll go to our event sheet, add event, go to our pipes, and search for on, collision with another object. Click to choose an object, and choose a collider. Now, add an action, go to system, and go to add to. We need a variable to store a score. You can add a variable by right-clicking and adding a global variable. I named it score. So now what I will do is add an action, go to our text, and search for set text. I will double click on that and just search for the variable we made. So in this case, I made the variable score. Now, lastly, we will add an action, go to our system, scroll down to add to, and we'll select our score and add 1 to it. Now, if you press play, as you can see, when we pass, so I died there. So if we will pass, as you can see, the score changes by 1 every time these pass or collide with the collider. Now one more thing you can do is select your score, right click, and set the Z order and set it to top of the layer. To add custom fonts, you can go to sizehikethefont.com or Google Fonts. So I will choose a font that I like. So I like lemon milk. I will click download. And now I will go to our files. Now to import our fonts, I will right click, import fonts, and drag the font I like in here. I'll press import, and now I'll go to our text, scroll down to fonts, and select this, and set it to the font you had, or imported. Now you have this font. If you press play, as you can see, the font has changed, and it looks a bit better. Now I've imported some sound effects. So to import our sound effects, we'll go to our sounds folder, right click, import sounds, and import all the sounds we have. So I'll import them here and press import. When they're done, they'll be imported, and now we can go to our event sheet to add the sound effects. Now to add the sound effects, we'll right click, import new object, and search for audio. Now we'll go to our event sheet and go to our jumping script and add an action. You'll go to audio, play, and search for the wing. We will click done, and now if you press play, as you can see, when we jump, there's a sound effect. Now to add the dying effect, we can go to our dying script add an action, go to audio, play, and select the dive. Now we'll drag this up here, like so. So now if you press play, and we collide with our pipes, there's a dying sound effect. Lastly, to make a menu, you'll right click in the layouts folder, add layout. We will also add an event sheet. We can name this menu. So I've made a pretty simple menu here. I will right click, insert new object, and search for sprite. We will name this our button and create. Now we will choose a color that we like. For now I'll choose a green color, but I'll change it later. Now we can expand this. We can also write some kind of text in it, but I'll do that later. Now what I'll do is right click, insert new object, and search for mouse. Now we can go to our event sheet and add an event. We can go to our mouse and search for on object is clicked. Now we can choose our object and we can select our button here. Now we'll add an action, go to system and search for go to layout. And now we will double click on that and search for layout 1. Now if we press this button, we'll go to our layout. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Bye!